Plus give you special priority delivery. Yes, General Hardware offers free island-wide delivery on most purchases, so you never have to worry about getting your goods on site on time. Plus, shopping at General Hardware is a pleasant experience with friendly, knowledgeable staff always ready to serve. What more could you wish for, huh? So come to General Hardware for proper service, lowest prices, free delivery, and see why nobody beats the General. Nobody.
Is here. Counting down to Love Notes, May 20th. Love and Laughter, featuring the musical genius Darren Andrews and a cast of SVG's best entertainers, and the performance of a lifetime by the Caribbean's best ever to do it, Oliver Samuels a la Jamaica. Tickets regular $100, VIP $190. At Pulse, Four Shells, Gate 3, and Chill Spot. Celebrate with Mom at Love Notes, Love and Laughter, Saturday, May 20th. Sponsors Downtown Pharmacy, Easy Bake, STV Online, Echo Fines, Sunset Shores, National Properties Limited, Asberg News Network, Geku, Bank of SVG, National Lotteries Authority, Island Sips Water, Yui, Mariners Hotel, St. Vincent Brewery Limited, St. Vincent Time, Flow, Exquisite Events SVG, and
What can we get for Mom this Mother's Day?
I know. Let's ask Google.
What's the best gift for Mom this Mother's Day?
Here are the top search results. Careers Food Mart Kingstown has the best value for Mom this Mother's Day.
Careers Food Mart is celebrating Mom. Spend $40 or more. Write your mom or your contact information on the entry form and drop it in the box provided for a chance to win. First prize, a day pass for two to Young Island. Second prize, a spa day at Magnolia Spa. And third prize, a beauty basket. Draw date, May 13th, 2023. Careers, terms, and conditions apply.
Idyllic view of the outside to the warmth and comfort of the inside. No more barriers to that perfect panoramic view, filling up the entire room with natural light and cool breezes, creating that seamless transition between here and there. Discover the beauty of our bifold patio doors from Kendra's aluminum products. Two spaces have now become one smooth flowing space with a simple flick of a handle. Blur the lines and make your sanctuary spectacular. Enjoy outdoor living from the inside out with a touch of modern elegance. Transform your living spaces. A room with a view now belongs to only you. Visit our showrooms today and ask about our bifold patio doors. Another quality product from Kendra's Aluminum. Kendra's aluminum products exports to all islands in the Caribbean region. Call our export team today for assistance. Kendra's Aluminum Products Limited, a tradition of excellence.
There'll be thousands of dollars to be won. A lotto jackpot of $92,000. A new home, car, or that college education.
Lotto, you have to be in it to win it.
Next lotto jackpot, $92,000. The lotto jackpot? Well, there is an easy way. Combo Play. Choose 4 numbers from 1 to 36. That's a combo 4 at a cost of $64. Match any 4 of the 5 numbers and win the lotto jackpot. There's combo 6, where you purchase 6 numbers for only $12. Match any 5 of the 6 lotto numbers and hit the jackpot. How about combo 7? That's a purchase of 7 lotto numbers for $42. Match any 5 of the 7 numbers and you will win the jackpot. There are also combo 3, combo 8, and combo 9 lotto plays. Visit the NLA headquarters in Pauls Avenue or WhatsApp 495-6886 for more details. Lotto, you have to be in it to win it.
Play for and win even more. National Lottery has more cash in store. 4 numbers from 0 to 9. And 5 grand with one's honor in line. Play for and back it up too. There'll be lots of cash waiting for you. Choose for Monday to Saturday. Go get your tickets, it's so easy to play. When you play for, you'll win even more.
All right, it's morning time here at the Star. We're just about some 13 minutes away from the 8 o'clock. It's time for us to share the morning with you. It's interaction time indeed here on the Monday morning. The morning scoop it is. We take you up until about 9 o'clock and to be interactive as always. Got to remind you, 451-7827. That's your number. You could also send your WhatsApp messages and voice notes at 534-7827. Yours truly, 80 and 3 Danny, alongside the brother, Sir Marshall. And boy, you looking extra, I'm energized this morning. What's up? What's happening?
Bars, this morning we hot, eh? Hot. This morning we hot. This morning we hot. This morning we hot. We're talking port development this morning. So this morning we hot. So yeah, listen, tell people come on, but ready to scoop this morning, because scoop not this morning. People. Yeah. Tell people. And make sure posting up all, everybody come on and say good morning, and posting up all the good morning messages and so on. Yeah, nice. So that people see them. Yeah. Hey, going hot this morning. We're talking port development. And we're looking at two different perspectives and two different generations of professionals. But this morning we're hot. Now, before I go any further, Alzari didn't get on bad in IPL.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. So now he has the best bowling figures ever in history of the IPL. Big up to Alzari. Alzari, I love you. You're really taking shape as a bowler. You have way far to go with West Indies. Want to keep that discipline and commitment. My boy Obed, just coming in, he just had his first game. Not having the kind of impact that he did last year, I guess because of injury and so on. But I still support RR because Obed is doing. But if I support Alzari because he's West Indian, so I have a problem with that.
Same here. I think Obed, he had one over yesterday, his first over. Was a little unfortunate, unlucky. Got the catch dropped down the leg side. There was only one good shot off of him, that's 6.
Which, if you had taken the catch, you wouldn't have had.
Exactly.
So, and everybody got hammered basically as well in that game. So, they can pick another way. Anyway, so yes, so big up to Alzari, and it's good to see Obed playing again. So yeah, that's enough for IPL. So we're talking port. The government of this country. Oh, the other thing is I was on Beckway for the weekend, and we got to talk about that. Hopefully, sometime soon, morning school and street will be on Beckway, because lots of things happening on Beckway. Big up Carlos Williams, the Deputy Director of Drainage Affairs. So we've been Beckway sometime, and we talk roads because boy, it's amazing. I drove to Paget Farm yesterday and I saw the road, and the road is in bad condition. But a number of questions were raised then. Where was Daniel Cummings when they were constructing that road? Because he does back up every other road that we do. Poor construction. Where was he? The road breaking into then. When you look at the road, they hardly been steel. I mean, when you talk about shoddy construction, because North Road Highway, which was built in 1994, has concrete. And no way or not what this thing they were breaking into. No way. Anyhow, it's not about that. It's that in port construction. So the port is being constructed, and all of a sudden, a number of many individuals, not many, a few of them, who seeking relevance or have different agendas jumping on the port. And so the latest thing to happen is that the dredging that's occurring was the source of much discussion. Now, last week we did discuss a post made by Dr. Andrew Simmons. But this one is going to take Andrew Simmons a bit more because Andrew Simmons is making noises. But Andrew Simmons' noises are to get the attention of the NDP because like you are. So his noises are political. And if you look at his method already, you see he's doing the 3 things that NDP candidates do, that NDP parliamentarians do, that some of their supporters do. Attack the comrade, attack projects, and attack professionals associated with the project. It is something that the lead or what you refer to as the all-purpose engineer, the APE, Daniel Cummings does. Once there's any discussion that has any element of engineering, regardless of the element, he stands up and even in Parliament says, I am the most fit person to speak because I'm an engineer. The all-purpose, the APE, the all-purpose engineer. He's the only person who talk about it. And he criticized everything. You remember the discussions of boreholes and so on at the airport? Daniel never been at an airport yet. I don't know if you've ever been a house, but he was telling me the professionals, the Cuban professional who has built how many airports, how to go ahead and build airport, because guess what? He is an engineer and he knows. And so everybody associated with that project was attacked. So Andrew clearly is making the right political noises from an NDP standpoint. Remember last week he was attacking Dr. Gonzalez and the government, saying that they're driving the final nail in the coffin of St. Vincent, and see how Dr. Gonzalez selling out all the resources of every bit of the resources of this country for pennies to foreigners. No. The sun coming from Argyle to come to port to fill up Kingston to fill up the port. It ain't gone away, they're selling it over. How we selling it out to foreigners? But the NDP talking points. They have to start with the NDP talking points. You can get NDP's attention. The deputy manager, project manager at the port is a young man called Lenski Douglas. By the way, Lenski should be on Street Week this afternoon with us. We'll be back on the road today, and Lenski should be on Street Week with us talking port development. So make sure you all tune in for that. All right. Lenski is a national scholar who went and studied engineering and graduated with a first-class honors degree in engineering. He also has a degree in project management. Bright boy. He's working as an engineer, a professional, a young professional. So he is the one who answers a lot of the questions regarding the project, the port project. Very much involved in the project. He sees the reports. He meets with the contractors. He has the information on the project. On a program last week where Dr. Simmons, someone based on his own LinkedIn page, went to Teachers College, has a master's in community development and a PhD in sustainable development. Training more get to policy creation, right? Not technical like engineering, more policy. He was on a program last week. Admitted that he hasn't seen the report. He himself hasn't done any investigations or whatever, but he spoke in a manner on Boom that raised questions in my mind. I mean, this is a trained professional. More than that, he did extensive work with the Commonwealth, the organization, and he did work with the youth. So if there's anybody who should be fostering youth and youth excellence and so forth, it should be Dr. Simmons. I mean, Dr. Simmons is, if you look at the trajectory, he's more on his way out than on his way in. He has done a lot of work. He might have been retired at the Commonwealth, and so now he's doing a lot of consultancy work, but he's on his way out. Lenski in his 30s, on his way in. You know, and that is not to disparage Dr. Simmons at all. You know, he's not 30 or 40 or 50. You know, he's in his 60s, right? So this is a professional, worked in community development, worked in youth development, worked in sustainable development from a policy perspective, worked with the Commonwealth and so on. And he's home here, but he's making noises. And listen to how Dr. Simmons refers to a trained engineer, a young professional, a first-class honors degree in engineering and environmental science, in degree in project management, a working engineer, someone who writes reports and reads reports and discuss reports. Listen to how Dr. Simmons is referring to a young man in this country.
And dominating and those things. So that's rubbish. Because it is not scientific. If they handle some people and let them write something that because what I've been getting, I saw there an article, and I go back to the survey. I saw an article in the Searchlight. That is very interesting. Very interesting article reflecting what discussion mainly with government people and some little thing that they pull off the
Hold
terms
on, hold
of
on, hold
information.
on, hold on, hold
But
on, hold on.
the problem with
He says he read an article. He can't. Okay, let me know. He read an article where they scramble something. They scramble some people together and some information which they pull off the stuff. But if my mind continues the train of thought, I would say internet. Pull off the internet. Right? He didn't say that. He didn't say internet. But if you listen to the development of the point, it was internet that he was going to say. So you can play the clip from the beginning, Benny, because I stopped the clip. But listen to the way how he's talking about the discussions with the professionals. You scramble some people together. You put a report that you pull down thing off of the. He says it's not scientific. He's like, what is not scientific, Dr. Simmons? What in your discussion is scientific? Because doctors in front of him, you know everything. Well, there's another clip. We'll talk about that too. So play the clip again from the start then.
and dominating and those things. So that's rubbish. Because it is not scientific. If they scramble some people and let them write something that day, because what I've been getting, I saw there was an article, and I'll go back to the survey. I saw an article in the Searchlight, and it's very interesting article reflecting what discussions mainly with government people and some little thing that they pull off which is very good in terms of information. But the problem with that article was saying that the guy who is the deputy manager of the port, who they claim, and I have respect for young people. Yeah, who they claim is the person, Vincent, who is the marine biologist. I got the impression is that there are quite a lot of quotes and quotes in terms of things that you pull off, that you Google, and so on, rather than any practical.
So this thing, biometrics, we just got the definition of it there. Are you convinced that this is being done?
Maybe you could read it out.
Yeah, read it out.
Yes.
Unbelievable. A trained professional. And I'm happy that you were able to come this morning and outline to us all the qualifications of Mr. Vincent Douglas. Young, emerging engineer here in St. Vincent and a young man who I listened to yesterday on VFM's Issue in Hand program. Very thorough, very clear in the way in which he presented himself, and the ordinary layman. Sometimes that he use some jargon, scientific jargon in the midst. At that point in time, means to certainly show that the average man understood exactly what he was laying on the table, and a gentleman who. You didn't go and pick him up by the corner of the road. We didn't have to Google him. Well trained in the area that is so very much needed now. This important aspect of the economic development here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, where we are building a new modern port, and where the experts certainly must be given an ear, must be listened to. And that's just what the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines have done. But Dr. Simmons, who what's his qualification?
Like I said, he has a master's in international community development and a PhD in sustainable development.
So we're building a bridge in Stubbs?
So,
what are you laughing for?
So,
we're building a port in the middle of Stubbs. I remember one time a certain politician said they were going to bring a sea to Mesco.
But even so, then, anybody who has a different understanding of it, but my understanding of history, as I said, is policy related and not technical. So, regarding to what you're building, regardless to what you're building, the training that he has isn't technical to the way to put it and so on because of the technical issues. He may talk about how it can assist in terms of the development of the area through jobs and maybe how it connects with the environment and that kind of thing and so forth. You know, but it's not a technical training. So that is why he's going after things like the dredging and speaking to issues of climate change and so on, which is fine, but it must be based on information. Like he said, it has to be scientific and not just because you are on, you start to make some kind of noises.
And at the same time, very importantly, you do not try to rubbish what the experts
That's the thing.
have to put on the table.
So he's not just rubbishing. He didn't start there. Listen to the way he's referring to the young man. The guy who they claim. Now nobody has claimed that Lenski Douglas is a marine biologist. No one has. He is a project manager. He's an engineer with environmental engineering and environmental studies, and he has project management. And he's working along with the project. But if somebody says the guy from NAMS now, the guy who claimed that he used to work for the Commonwealth and who claims so and so and so, and who claimed he had a PhD, he'd be offended by that. So why is he referring to Lenski Douglas that way? I'll tell you why. Because it is the NDP style of making the noises, the NDP attitude. So he's making the right noises so that he can be picked up. The NDP can pick him up. Yeah, boy. He's doing the right thing. Bashing Ralph, bashing projects, and he's doing it in a type of way because of his credentials that make it sound believable. Because last week, Claire Keys had to call VFM and oh boy, and address the matter because you then had Kingsley the Freitas on the VFM last week saying that Lenski Douglas take the thing from Google.
So, well, I have a question. Maybe we should tell you to this point in time, very important bit, where Lenski yesterday on VFM outlined to us all exactly what was done initially by the engineers and those persons who advised the government to implement the time again.
No, I want you to pay attention as well to the clip. You heard Simmons twice. You heard him. Just from the way he's articulating, scratching, not completing sentences.
Yeah.
Why? Because he doesn't have the information.
Very important.
Listen to Lenski.
That's good.
We had a monitoring evaluation consultant that came through recently to independently review what we were telling the CDB about the success of the resettlement. And she did her interviews and surveys with the residents, fisherfolk, and other personnel, and we received positive feedback.
Who commissioned that evaluation?
It's an independent consultant engaged as a part of the project management team, right? To provide to the Caribbean Development Bank.
So the Caribbean
and
Development
update.
Bank.
They will pay for her services, yes. And the procurement is done through them.
So they ensured that evaluation be completed.
Yes. And that same monitoring and evaluation consultant is Christine Scott, who coincidentally is a Jamaican Canadian, so a woman with Caribbean understanding, will be the one who is independently monitoring the progress of the implementation of the infrastructure component of works also.
Okay.
So not just does the government have its team, and you would have heard about having Selhorn to do independent review on behalf of the government. There are even consultants reviewing the independent work that is being done by other consultants. It's a very redundant implementation system that is geared towards ensuring that our funding agencies are satisfied, our the CB and the UK SIF, and when we get to Taiwan also, the government is satisfied and that the implementation of the project is done in as a successful and as efficient a manner as possible.
That sounds like the guy who they claim to say. That sounds to me like a young man who has his thoughts together. That sounds to me like a young man who knows what he's talking about. But I want to give you a bit more of Andrew, because The point I'm making, is not that people shouldn't criticize or ask questions, but the methodology used by Andrew is very NDP-esque. Because there's one now where he's talking about who know and who understand. Listen to Brother Andrew. Dr. Simmons, by the way.
I read where Prime Minister Gonzalez said, of the 20 million, 5 million will go towards the fisher folk in the area, in California and all that. Are you saying, guys, that is to compensate or subsidize for the lack of the fishing process that will be going on out there?
I am saying that the Prime Minister has no understanding of anything. That's basically
but surely he would have advisors.
Well, maybe the advisors need to work with the Prime Minister so that the Prime Minister understand how the fishing work, because the climate change would brought on a different layer, another layer of difficulties, and so.
Okay. I want to go back to the beginning of that conversation. Just the beginning. Listen to the arrogance of this man.
I read where Prime Minister Gonzalez said, of the 20 million, 5 million will go towards the fisher folk in the area, in California and all that. Are you saying, guys, that is to compensate or subsidize for the lack of the fishing process that will be going on out there?
I am saying that the Prime Minister has no understanding of anything.
All right. I am saying that the Prime Minister has no understanding of anything. You see the NDP coming out there? He's making the right noises. This is a politician, This is a budding politician seeking to discredit a young professional. This is not based on any love for country. This is not based on any environmental concern. This is simply our run, and I want to get NDP attention. So I'm going to start to attack. I'm going to attack projects. I'm going to attack the government, and any young professional that comes in my way, I attacking them too. So a Prime Minister who's a trained lawyer, who has a PhD eons before Andrew Simmons, Dr. Simmons, who is on the ground in this country from north to south to east to west, on the ground with the people of this country, who's been in Parliament since 1994, and was been Prime Minister since 2001, according to the great Lord God Andrew Simmons, he has no understanding of anything. You know why? Because Dr. Andrew Simmons understands all. Dr. Andrew Simmons knows all. And so he doesn't have to read any reports. He doesn't have to undertake any scientific studies. He doesn't have to do anything. Just sit down, and because I'm Dr. Andrew Simmons, who has a PhD in climate change, I'm going to rubbish Lenski Douglas. I'm going to rubbish Dr. Gonzalez. I'm going to rubbish the port. I'm going to talk rubbish about the dredging, because you know what? I understand everything. And then, these are the same people who want to know and say, oh, Dr. Gonzalez alone want to attack, and only Dr. Gonzalez alone. No. But this gentleman, this long-standing professional of international repute, comes to St. Vincent and says, I don't need to read or understand. I can just talk. And I can look at young people. I could look at young professionals, and I could report them as the guy. And I could look at an article in the paper where the subject editor interviewed the project manager, and information was given. And remember, I listened to Claire. Claire said over 70 minutes she interviewed Linsky for. She asked questions, Linsky gave answers. Claire wrote the article. Andrew says the article full of quotes. It's like something pull off of Google. So who did he pull it off of Google? Claire? Or is it Linsky in the answers he was offering to the journalist, saying, hold on a second, what the question to be? Hold on, let me Google. And we write on Google? No. It is Andrew seeking to discredit a young professional, because to get the attention of the NDP, to get the political attention, he has to come with a certain political slant. He has to attack the government of Gonzalez. He has to attack a major project of this country. And he has to discredit anybody associated with the project. And it's only once it keeps that up, you get it clap, and you get it noticing of the NDP. And so very soon, you could be on the ballot. This is not to do with the environment. This is not to do with climate change. When Andrew posts, Dr. Simmons, I keep calling Andrew, we ain't friends. We ain't friends. I don't know the gentleman. If you pass him in the street, I can pass him straight. Because I don't know him. If Dr. Simmons could post that the use of the sand being dredged at Argyle by the contractors to fill up, to do the filling, the backfilling in Kingstown, and they are paying the government for that resource. He refers to that as selling every bit of the resources of this country for pennies to foreigners. Explain to me how that's not political. Explain to me how that's not a direct political talking point from the platform of the NDP. Because the contractors are not taking the material and carrying it overseas and reselling it. They're using it right here for the project. And based on what Linsky was saying, and I was on Beckway, and so I was listening to the radio, and it was in and out. It wasn't very, very clear because I was wrong part of the farm side. But it sounds to me like Linsky was saying that getting the material here is actually more expensive than what they initially planned in bringing the material from overseas.
Interesting.
Because to mobilize that dredger and so on, and all the processing and so on, that is, it's like sand now. You could go and buy a load of sand and bring it in on a bag.
Which costs more, and opposed to just simply.
But here now, remember that now they're not just buying the sand, they have to bring the dredger. And that is where a lot of cost is. Because they don't own a dredger. So more than likely they are rent one.
Exactly.
So it's like, getting you could go and buy a load of sand from a truck. Or you could go and rent a front end loader, rent a truck, carry them out to Raboka, load up your own truck, load up your own front end loader, load up your truck with the front end loader, and bring the sand. And I bet you it'll cost a lot more to do that way. But the rubbishing, the attacking, not based on any science. It's not scientific. It's purely political. But some calls coming in.
Well, before we get to the call, I think it's important that I clear the script.
Okay.
All right, and then we take a call.
The port project was designed in a manner which called for reclamation material to be of the nature sand, right? And the contractor would have done their investigation and came up with a source, a marine source, which was subject to the physical planning approval and other authorizations, right? And on the 25th of April, we saw the first load of material being used from local source being dumped onto the project footprint in Kingstown. The process by which the contractor obtains this natural marine material is called dredging, basically underwater excavation. And this dredging is being done on the southeast coast of the island, right, where there is a deposit of sandy material, which was checked, investigated, checked, and confirmed to be suitable for use as fill. I want to make two points. The source was not identified by guesswork. Significant scientific work went into the identification of this source. Source is not publicly secret, right? The marine navigational chart used by all mariners that traverses the waters of St. Vincent. When you look at the Argyle Diamond area, the region on that chart indicates that in the very vicinity where the dredging is currently occurring, 750 meters offshore and away from all landmass. So once you identify landmass, the dredging footprint in the vicinity is 750 meters away, linear, away from the shore of Brighton, Diamond, Argyle, and also the Milliken Cape, right? The navigational chart, which is publicly available, show that that area constitutes a sandy sea bottom, right, with sand waves forming. That's public information, but that source was not secret. In addition to public information,
Can I just ask, you said 750 meters.
Yes. Yes.
For people to understand, the channel don't even meters. You're talking about how many feet?
About 7 times 3, 21, 2,100 feet. And for visual references, on the outside the Milliken Cape, if you're looking offshore, the line, the innermost line that was approved for dredge runs from on the outside of the Milliken Cape all the way up to Oracle.
So basically outlining that there was significant scientific work done by the experts, not by anybody sitting down on Google or anybody just off the top of the head making a suggestion. Well, yeah, they have sand off, let's go. Significant scientific work was done, and that is so very much important in any project. And a project of the nature of the one that is being done, where we are building a brand new port. Then look, I listened to Lenski yesterday, and the young man is extremely knowledgeable. Now, I did some studies in international relations, so I did some studies in international law, public international law. And one of the areas is the law of the sea. And from the law of the sea standpoint, I studied things like, coastal waters, continental shelf, and so on and so forth. Right. But yesterday, Lenski was able to put that into its the more, what is the word looking for? Into this context. Because he was saying that is the reason that the eastern seaboard and the western side different. Because on the west, you have a longer continental shelf, so you have deposits further out. On the eastern, on the western side, Shakopee and Layu and so on, you don't have such a long continental shelf. It goes from shore to depth very, very quickly. And so you wouldn't find that same formation where you can go and dredge on the western side. I mean, this is technical information that can only be acquired if you have the scientific technical knowledge. And in nothing in Dr. Simmons' presentation did you hear any discussion about continental shelf, about deposits, about current, about tide. It's just guesswork. He talked about the thousands of fisher folk who fish, but in all the pictures he's taking of the dredger, not a single boat in one picture. 20,000 them day. Let's take a call. Good morning, your line.
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning. Morning, buddy.
Yeah, I'm trying to get in since earlier.
Well, you get in now.
But yeah, I listened yesterday to Lynn's presentation, and I was very impressed with the information that he presented. I mean, I'm a technical person too, and I know these things. You have to do your studies. I mean, when certain people from Canada was telling me about the dredging and things, I say it is a process. They're going to do some tests, and based on the results of the test, it will determine whether or not the dredging takes place. You can't just jump up and say, no, you can't dredge here. And I saw photos at the bottom of the seabed, and all the photos I saw, it showed that the area is barren. There is no fish. No fish. I mean, you would have fish passing through, but there is no coral, no seaweed, and those are the things. And I will tell you something, CDB. I went to a workshop with them in terms of when they're giving money and their requirements and those are the things. And CDB is very serious when coming and environmental impact studies. They have a department that deals with that, technical people. And when you present your information to them, they go through it thoroughly and make sure that the information you presented is good, because they don't want you to do any project that would be impact the environment significantly without you putting mitigation measures and also the social aspect. That is where the fishermen and those sort of people come in. So they make sure that you do your proper town hall meeting, inform the people, and so that they know exactly what is happening out there. And I think all of that was done. And as Lindsay rightly said, they're not digging no hole or anything. They're just sweeping the seabed. And they could only go down a certain depth. So they're not creating no crater or anything underneath it. And it's a very large area. And the boat move around a lot. So it ain't just concentrating on one spot. It moves throughout the thing and sweep and pull up the sand. And the only how they would know that the area that they're dredging now is suitable, they have to carry out studies. They must carry out studies to know where the deposits and all those sort of things is. And that is why I think the boat has something that will kind of drive and fish from it now. So that when they dredge, they wouldn't suck in fish. Just like how you have when you're fishing, you would have fish caller. You would have some, I forget the term that they use. You know, to keep away the fish up, the fish from the air. Then I am satisfied with the procedure that the company and the government took in terms of the studies and those sort of things. I am very much satisfied that they did the right thing. And Lindsay was very clear in his presentation. And I feel more comfortable now. That some of the things, some questions that I had, he clarified them. And I think they should use Lindsay a little bit more. Because he has the facts. I mean, he ain't talking about them same thing. He has the facts in front of him. And I am very much satisfied. And I just want to weigh in on it and say that I'm very impressed with his presentation. He's a trained engineer. And I am telling you, I have a son who's an engineer too. And it's easy to get first class honors in engineering. It's few people, sometimes 1, 2 people in a class of 20-something would get first class. And to get first class, you have to know stuff. Yes. You have to know stuff.
All right,
so, kudos to Lindsay. And I hope that he continues to do a good job and go as a good engineer. With that, I rest the case.
All right, man, have a good one.
Thank you.
Have a good one. All right, pleasure. Hello. You want to mention something about the whole matter. The whole matter of the presence of, the boats, vessel, having the equipment, to keep off fishing, that kind of stuff. And we heard the accusation about, thousands of fishermen, I don't know, there are thousands of fishermen in Stubbs and Hyman and Brighton and surrounding areas. Will be disenfranchised, will lose their daily takings, right? But Mr. Douglas mentioned something yesterday on the program, which I think is very important that we share with the public about that particular area where the dredging is taking place off Argyle. Very, very important. So just allow me to play this. We're giving the information this morning. We let the experts speak. Exactly. The people with the information, not we let the experts speak. There we go.
I want to get to making the point as to how we got to that location. I started by saying that we did not do it by guesswork. I pointed to publicly available information to show that it is not a secret location, right? But I also want to point to 2 of the studies that would have been done to verify what those charts were saying, right? One of it was as part of the geophysical survey in the early. the parametric echo sounding exercise was done, right? This is to confirm. I don't want to lose the audience in technical terms, but
all right,
we have to put it publicly that significant technical work was done, leading to the conclusion that we're seeing in the commencement of the activity. So the parametric echo sounding exercise allow for a confirmation, right, that the location do in fact have sedimentary material, right? And the conclusion of that exercise shows that there's no bedrock close to the deposit. So it gives you an insight as to the constitution of the deposit in the location.
So Lenski, let me just sedimentary as opposed to coral.
As opposed to coral, as opposed to rock, as opposed to gravel.
So it's just sand.
Sand. Right? But we had to refine the investigations to eventually confirm and rule things out conclusively. So the bathymetric exercise, right, that has been right? A solar image basically is a picture of the sea, right? Will then tell you what is the presence of seagrass, whether or not there was a presence of coral, whether or not there were ledges, rock ledges, and so on, right? Why are these things important? The presence of these would show, one, for thriving marine habitats. Because lobsters don't live on sand. They're exposed once they traverse the sand and become even more vulnerable. So if the area is confirmed to be absent of those observations, and you would
rocks and coral.
Yes, and you would see these observations in the protrusion of the picture, the sonar picture that the bathymetric takes, right? If there's no protrusions through the data cloud that you get, the point cloud data, right? Conclusively, you know that these things are absent.
Which things?
Coral, seagrass, rock ledges that can form habitat, breeding grounds, and facilitate a thriving fish stock, fish community.
In other words, the conditions out there where the dredging is taking place at this point in time, not conducive to having fish, lobsters. And so no thousands of fishermen in fishing this. There you go. No thousands of fishermen in fishing. Very simple. But those are the things that are thrown in the mix to create confusion and to try and create some discord and some discontentment with the government, because Dr. Simmons is not, as I said, about sustainable development in this particular instance. He's concerned about political development, specifically his own political development. And that is why he's making political noises. But as he makes those noises, he throws in the odd climate change reference and sustainable development reference as almost as an afterthought. But what he really wants to focus on are the Dr. Gonzalez, the ULP, the selling out of the resources of pennies to foreigners, the nail in the coffin, the tsunami. Those are the things that he really wants to focus on, because, hey, he's making political noises. You listen to the presentations that we've given you. You heard Dr. Simmons. You heard Lenski Douglas. And if you listen, your ear would tell you that, okay, one person definitely came armed with the information and knows what he's talking about, and the other person is just talking because he feels he knows. Because remember, Dr. Simmons has already proclaimed that the Prime Minister has no understanding of anything. And Linsky, he was, because he just went and Google and pulled something off the internet. Nothing substantial. But where did you get your information, Dr. Simmons? What scientific work have you done? Linsky talked about the extent of the scientific work and the technical work done before any dredging took place. Before any dredging took place. To ensure that there is proper material there and everything is in place. He spoke to the extent of the work done. The bathymetric study that he talked about, where the song they sent down and he gave an example of what it's like. He says like taking a picture of the seabed and saying what is there. What picture did Dr. Simmons take? What picture has he seen? What independent consultant or whatever did he engage to inform his discussion and his discourse? But he teams up with another, and they team up. The one who know everything about everything, COVID, no, everything. And if you ever dare step into the area of the law, he will buff you. Or you ever study law? But when it comes to your area of expertise, he has free rein to walk in and trample and stamp up. Because like Andrew Simmons, Dr. Simmons, nobody has any understanding of anything except them. You know it all. We have one final call to take a break.
Exactly.
Yes.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Dennis. That gentleman there
could you just raise your voice just a little, please? The sound is a bit low.
What I'm saying is that the gentleman is prepared and you don't understand the thing. So all the good things that you and wait to talk about, you maintain that. Good morning.
I mean, as I said, I don't know Dr. Simmons personally. I've never met him. But he had a good reputation as a community individual with organizations like GEMS, for example, that did some good work in the East St. George, South Windward area. I believe people like Clayton Borgin and others worked along with him in the organization. Youth development, community development, and so forth. And he did extensive international work. And so here's someone who should be credible. Someone who should be credible coming home. And you expect that individual to lend his expertise and so forth to the development of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. But because of the alignment, you see where he wants to align and how he wants to align, he has to take a particular path. And to me, it does more to damage that, like the gentleman said, the credibility of all the good work that you've done over the years. Because now when you come in here, and the first thing you could do is attack a young professional, project manager, engineer, referring to him in such dismissive ways, the guy, the one who they claim, and just go and pull in something off of Google, a trained professional? For what? Just so they could telecom run?
Let's put some bills. We'll be back with you in a minute. Keep it locked in.
At the People's Pharmacy, we've put our mission at the center of our name. We are people-centered, and every day we renew this commitment to providing products and services that help our valued customers lead healthier and happy lives. The People's Pharmacy fills prescriptions promptly and accurately, and also offers a wide range of vitamins and supplements, plus generic medication for everything from an upset stomach to the common cold. We offer toiletries and baby care items, skin care and hair care items too. All that coupled with a friendly, knowledgeable, and efficient staff to ensure customer satisfaction every time you shop. The People's Pharmacy offers extended opening hours, 8 in the morning to 8 p.m., Mondays through Saturdays. For more information, give us a call at 456-1170. The People's Pharmacy. We go further to serve you better.
General Hardware still has the best prices on steel, lumber, and plywood. So go on, compare prices. And if by chance you find a better price, no stress. Just talk to the General, and they will beat that price plus give you special priority delivery. Yes, General Hardware offers free island-wide delivery on most purchases, so you never have to worry about getting your goods on site on time. Plus, shopping at General Hardware is a pleasant experience with friendly, knowledgeable staff always ready to serve. What more could you wish for, huh? So come to General Hardware for proper service, lowest prices, free delivery, and see why nobody beats the General. Nobody
is here. Counting down to Love Notes, May 20th, Love and Laughter, featuring the musical genius Dan Andrews and a cast of SVG's best entertainers, and the performance of a lifetime by the Caribbean's best ever to do it, Oliver Samuels a la Jamaica. Tickets regular $100, VIP $190. At Pulse, 4 Shells, Gate 3, and Chill Spot. Celebrate with Mom at Love Notes, Love and Laughter, Saturday, May 20th. Sponsors Downtown Pharmacy, Easy Bake, STV Online, Echo Finds, Sunset Shores, National Properties Limited, Asberg News Network, Geku, Bank of SVG, National Lotteries Authority, Island Sips Water, UE, Mariners Hotel, St. Vincent Brewery Limited, St. Vincent Time, Flow, Exquisite Events SVG, and
What can we get for Mom this Mother's Day?
I know. Let's ask Google.
What's the best gift for Mom this Mother's Day?
Here are the top search results. Careers Food Mart Kingstown has the best value for Mom this Mother's Day.
Careers Food Mart is celebrating Mom. Spend $40 or more. Write your mom or your contact information on the entry form and drop it in the box provided for a chance to win. First prize, a day pass for 2 to Young Island. Second prize, a spa day at Magnolia Spa. And third prize, a beauty basket. Draw date, May 13th, 2023. Careers, terms, and conditions apply.
Idyllic view of the outside to the warmth and comfort of the inside. No more barriers to that perfect panoramic view, filling up the entire room with natural light and cool breezes, creating that seamless transition between here and there. Discover the beauty of our bifold patio doors from Kendra's aluminum products. 2 spaces have now become one smooth flowing space with a simple flick of a handle. Blur the lines and make your sanctuary spectacular. Enjoy outdoor living from the inside out with a touch of modern elegance. Transform your living spaces. A room with a view now belongs to only you. Visit our showrooms today and ask about our bifold patio doors. Another quality product from Kendra's Aluminum. Kendra's Aluminum Products exports to all islands in the Caribbean region. Call our export team today for assistance. Kendra's Aluminum Products Limited, a tradition of excellence.
There'll be thousands of dollars to be won. A lotto jackpot of $92,000. A new home, car, or that college education.
Lotto, you have to be in it to win it.
Next Lotto jackpot, $92,000. Lotto jackpot? Well, there is an easy way. Combo Play. Choose 4 numbers from 1 to 36. That's a combo 4 at a cost of $64. Match any 4 of the 5 numbers and win the Lotto jackpot. There's Combo 6, where you purchase 6 numbers for only $12. Match any 5 of the 6 Lotto numbers and hit the jackpot. How about Combo 7? That's a purchase of 7 Lotto numbers for $42. Match any 5 of the 7 numbers and you will win the jackpot. There are also Combo 3, Combo 8, and Combo 9 Lotto plays. Visit the NLA headquarters in Pauls Avenue or WhatsApp 495-6886 for more details. Lotto, You have to be in it to win it.
The St. Vincent and the Grenadines Tourism Authority is working with our registered tourism service providers to remain resilient and ready to serve Vincentians and visitors alike. Play your part by practicing the public health protocols and get vaccinated. Look out for our tourism-approved safe zones and always keep in a zone. A message from the SVG Tourism Authority. Keep in a zone.
Are you looking for the best in eye care at the most affordable price? Then come to Optical Solutions. We're located in Stony Grounds at the Gap above Colors Supermarkets. Our wide-ranging services include comprehensive eye exams, laser treatments, eye surgeries, and prescription glasses. At Optical Solutions, you pay half the price paid elsewhere on all prescription glasses. Also available is a wide variety of frames and sunglasses to choose from. Our opening hours are Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call us at 453-2221 or WhatsApp 454-1304. Optical Solutions, the solution to all your eye problems.
Play for and win even more. National Lottery gets more cash in store. 4 numbers from 0 to 9. And $5 grand with $1 in line. Base 4 and back into 2. There'll be lots of cash waiting for you. Choose for Monday to Saturday. Go get your tickets, it's so easy to play. When you play for, you win even more.
Out with the old, in with the new. In the past, you complained when we failed. We listened and went back to the drawing board. At last, a new, fresh beginning. A fresh face, a new product. International Standard Metals A792 presents Galvalume, an aluminum roofing metal, branded best used for roofing material, tested and proven to be of superior quality. Get wider coverage for the best prices on the island. We offer a variety of colors, including zinc sheets. Also, take advantage of our unique roofing patterns, U-panel, industrial, and crimp Spanish style. Visit us at the Diamond Industrial Estate. Call us at 784-456-9900 or email bmlsvg@gmail.com. Galvalume, a product of International Standard Metals.
More reasons to play this game. More money for way. Super 6 a bigger jackpot game.
$230,000. That's the Super 6 jackpot for midday Tuesday, May 9th. It's $230,000.
More jackpot money. More reasons to play this game. More money for way. Super 6
You can increase your chances of winning the Super 6 jackpot with a combo play. Remember, Super 6 numbers are from 1 to 28. Choose any 5 Super 6 numbers. That's a combo 5 for $69. Match any 5 of the 6 numbers and you will win the jackpot. Choose 7 Super 6 numbers for $21. Match any 6 of the 7 numbers and win the jackpot. There's more. Combo 8, where you purchase 8 Super 6 numbers for $84. Match any 6 of the 8 numbers and you will win the jackpot. There are also Combo 3 and Combo 4 Super 6 plays. Visit the NLA headquarters in Pauls Avenue or WhatsApp 495-6886 for more details. Super 6, bigger jackpots, more chances to win.
Why? Well, it's the Island Shock, you don't know. Ja! Rastafari. Yo! I took the green for the feeling, and I crack it at it on it. And watch the morning and feel it say, why? Nothing can compare to this. You can't feel good when you see. So give thanks for life, what a strong and fit. Yo! Life is a privilege, wonderful privilege. Why? Life is a privilege, a blessed privilege. Why? So what you do? Give thanks and appreciate. Don't wait until it's too late. Give thanks and appreciate. That is great. Give thanks and appreciate. You cannot promise tomorrow. Give thanks and appreciate. And do it. Well then.
Enough man to wake up this morning. I'm sure enough days are falling, but that's the mystery of life itself. Why? Learn to love and cherish the gift, cause you don't know when it will slip. So raise up your glass them and take a sip. Yeah, life is a privilege, wonderful privilege. Why? Life is a privilege, a blessed privilege. Why? So what you do? Give thanks and appreciate.
Give thanks and appreciate. Don't hate. Don't pull down. Don't call people who are very experienced and have the professional knowledge and expertise the guy. You know? The guy. Give thanks and appreciate. The guy.
The Prime Minister has no understanding of anything. Then, a man who's been Prime Minister for 20 years.
Right. Take a caller. You have a call online. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, Eddie. Good morning, Kian.
Morning to you, sir. How are you doing?
I am very good.
We heard it in your voice.
After listening to that issue at hand yesterday.
Wonderful program.
Very good. I'm very, very excited. I must commend that young man, Lindsay Douglas. He is knowledgeable and he is able to articulate the position that he takes for.
But hey, wait, hold on. You name Dr. Dave Detuna, so you went to talk about the guy. How come you say the guy who they claim to be thing? Because now you can talk about everything, no? Or maybe you don't have any understanding of anything either. I don't understand. I don't know.
What is so excited about what I'm listening to yesterday is that he used the scientific approach to have that discussion. He used material that was scholarly looked at. And before I continue, I just wanted to make one point, that the young man said that he attended Brighton School. Brighton School is in East George.
Yes.
And the Simmons is from Enham in East George. So you could draw your conclusion, which most likely would be political.
I see. So attacking the young man.
The gentleman said yesterday, he went to Brighton School and he is so excited about the folks at Brighton School, looking at them at the
CPE
examination, saw them on the street, and he was so excited. He said that he did civil engineer at the undergrad, and at the master's level, he did project management. And the scope of his discussion was so broad that he enveloped everything that needed to be done for a scientific review. So therefore, anyone who is rubbishing him in that approach either has some ulterior motive or lack what it means to have a scientific review of the approach he used. So my fellow doctor, my fellow friend, Dr. Simmons, big time.
He did not. If presenting an alternative discussion on the substance of the issue was the intention, then yes, maybe you could say he ought. But he He may not have achieved the objective, but what he did was exactly what he wanted to do. What he did was exactly what he wanted to do. He may not have achieved, well, before I continue, he might have, because you had, for example, individuals on WFM last week agreeing on quoting him, referring to the presentation and the presentation that came from the article published by Searchlight as being a Google document. So some individuals fell prey to it.
Right. But one of my professors at the doctoral level said to us is that we are scientists. We are specialists in the specific field that we deal with. And anything outside of that, we must search and do our research before we can really make positive comments. So for me, having a doctorate and just teaching and expect everybody to believe you is quality. I must be able to do the research. And when I listened to that gentleman yesterday, and I looked through some articles, I said, but this man is grounded firm, and I am proud of his intention under the age of 40, so eloquent and so firm in what he's presenting. I have to call him to commend him this morning.
Yes. Appreciate that. Well, he's going to be on Street Beat this afternoon. So you heard him yesterday, but you could also hear him a little later on Street Beat as we go on the road this afternoon.
Oh yeah, man, I will get on my AD doing that. All right, you have a blessed day, gentlemen.
All right.
Good morning to all the speakers.
No problem at all. Yeah, man, you that attempt at discrediting Lenski Douglas simply because of politics. I don't know if Dr. Simon knows Lenski, but Lenski is quite credentialized. He's highly trained. He's highly technical. He's hands-on. He's working on the project. So he has the information. He has access to the information. And if Dr. Simmons was interested in information, he would want to seek the information and not just try and discredit what the young man is doing and what the government is doing.
Let's go back to the lines and take another call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Danny. Good morning, Stian.
Good morning.
Yesterday I sit down and I listened to that program. I don't know Mr. Douglas, but when I listened to Mr. Douglas, I said to myself, I have to go back on Facebook and see this young man. When I go on Facebook, I saw it's a young petite, handsome young guy.
I tell Lenski Labor what you name.
Because the guy is so intelligent. I learn a lot from him. I don't know anything about engineering, but this young man knows a lot. And he teaches, I think he teaches a lot of people a lot of what he said yesterday on radio. So someone to come and call him the young man, this guy. Remember, this guy is a young man. He went away and he studied. He came back with first everything came back with. Yes. And all they must stop jealous the young man instead of that. Lift him up. Miss Dr. Simmons, you don't all going out. This is a young man now coming in. He knows what he is saying and what he is doing. Encourage him instead of pulling him down. You all, if you don't know it, he might know more than you. And instead of lift him up, you're calling him this guy, and like if he ain't know anything. Come on. This is a young man went right in school, he said. He lifted himself up high. He went away, he studied, come back. Why jealous him?
if you're only live, you would see a video shot over the one, the first part of the video is last week, Tuesday, I believe, and the second video is Thursday, showing the growth of the sediment in both Kingston. So it's being shown right now, and maybe when you listen to what Kingston, it's the sand being put there. It's not sand being put there. It's not sand, smooth, overseas. It's not consultant taking sand to this again and exploding and selling it to public. This is a source being identified here in St. Vincent Grenadines that has the sediment necessary to fill up, to do the filling, the reclamation at the port in Kingstown. And the sand is being used, and that's what Linsky was talking about yesterday. Why is it that, and I made the point before, my good friend said to me that the what they're using is, if I can't beat the policy, let me go up to the personality. And if you listen to Linsky, Douglas, as I said, these are the professionals, and I ain't gonna go down the road with level and say the old and all. He's older than Linsky, and so Dr. Simmons' role is to go and guide Linsky, bring out the best out of Linsky, because that's the work that the Commonwealth in new development and sustainable development. Don't try and pull him down. Don't try and discredit him. So now a taxi man, and this is no disrespect, but I'm talking real, and who expects? You have a highly trained individual and a taxi man coming on the radio. I am not sure if he read the article, if he understood the article, but simply based on what Dr. Simmons had said, a taxi man is now discredit Linsky. I mean, imagine that. That's where we are. And then, like Claire pointed out on the call last week, a caller called in afterwards and said to Kingsley, I believe you. So now, individuals out there are taking the word of a taxi driver who has decided that a trained engineer is copying stuff from Google, not professional enough, maybe not intelligent enough to do a report and to give an interview to the newspapers. And that came simply because he listened to Dr. Simmons. So that is the depth, that is the breadth of which the discredit is occurring then. Why? Because a seasoned professional of international repute decide that because of politics, because he's trying to get the attention of the NDP, he must discredit young people. He must discredit young people.
Just got a message saying that Mr. Simmons would have taught his mother, I guess referring to
Linsky's mom?
Yeah.
The guy you probably didn't know. And that's the point I was making this morning, and we are filming now. The NDP is so quick to attack Vincentian professionals that sometimes they don't even realize that they're attacking their own supporters. And that's what stoning people are for them. That's what stoning people are for them. This attitude of attack, pull down, discredit. Why? Simply for politics. Now, let me just say, this is not related. I was informed that the mother of Tilal Webb in St. Hill, Tanti Webb, passed away. So condolences to Tilal and his family on the passing of his mom. These times are tough, and there's not much I could say to anybody who lose a mom. That's mine still alive. So I'd love to say I know how you feel, but I really don't. I lost a dad. I could tell you I know how you feel with that one day. But mom, that's special. So Tilal, all the best to you and your family in this very difficult time and the passing of your mom. So that's where we are this morning. But it seems that, I mean, think about this. One of the things that Simmons posted in the post that I made last week was that there's no consideration on the impact of the $1.5 billion Argyle International Airport. You think Dr. Gonzalez and his government that through its creative juices were able to construct that airport that is bringing so many benefits to New Orleans? Do you think anyway? I'm not even going to ask the question because I don't know if anybody is going to take that seriously. I want to actually keep one more time of the dredging of the this happened last week. The build up sometimes this compare between and this is where the
onboard software will not allow outside of agree and this is not to say that you may not have an observation government have signed and approved for that activity.
But just to be clear, the 750 meters or the 2,000 feet, this is not in the middle of the area identified with. Is this the inner edge?
This is the innermost edge. Yes.
Okay,
yes.
just to be clear. So it's outside of going to Beckley.
Yes, and that number is significant in terms of allowing for the feasibility of the activity without causing some of the issues we may get into in terms of coastal impact and so on.
A young man who knows what he's saying. A young man who has the information. A young man who's trained. A young man who is knowledgeable. And more than that, a young man who's articulate. So he has the information. He knows what he's talking about. And is able to bring that information over to the individual. Discussing substance. And so if there's anybody who still wants to believe that this young man has to go to Google to get his answers, and so it's general information and not specific to the project here. If anybody wants to believe that the guy who they say is marine biologist and so forth, then you're free to form whatever opinion you want to form based on the activities of Dr. Simmons. But I have had dealings with Lenski before. I was there I was the individual who chaired the launch of the report project where Lenski spoke. I've had to call Lenski more than once to get information. And I listened to Lenski yesterday. And he's a knowledgeable, informed professional. And I wish Dr. Simmons and others would stop the willful attack on young people in this country and respect the training and the professionalism of our young people. There are other ways to get the attention of the NDP, Dr. Simmons. There are other ways to get the attention of Dr. Friday and Daniel Cummins and Cynthia Lickup and the people of whichever constituency you want to run in, whether it's South Windward or East St. George. Go on the ground, talk to them, get them to nominate you. If you feel like you have to knock down any young professional that are coming up, then boss is going about it the wrong way. And clearly, you don't have an understanding of anything. And I don't.
All right. So on that note, this is where we wrap it up. But I just want to say, I want to learn how to bake bread. I'm going by B2. I'm not going to ask a mechanic to teach me how to do it.
promptly and accurately, and also